Hello ladies and gentlemen, Sigvaldo Green here, and we might have a problem. Like, we do have a problem, a future problem. Most of us didn't get there, but there's some people who got to boss Superman. Ooh, and it's not looking good. So, first of all, we're going to take a look at the summary of the character, and then we'll watch some gameplay from We Nightmares. Again, links to his video in the description in the pinned comment. And, like, this is one of the best players that we got exposed to at the very least on YouTube, and he's struggling pretty damn hard. But yeah, we'll talk about that. But yeah, with that being said, getting into this, so Boss Collector World Superman transforms opponents' buffs into dots. So you are not going to receive buffs or something, like, I think this might apply to all blades. This might apply like to Multiverse Armor, Superhero Special Tree. Like, I think it's about the type of buffs that appear on the screen. I don't think it's anything about character synergies, because if it was something about character synergies, then Heartbreak Harley Quinn would constantly take dot just by being in the same team with Dark Knight Batman. But yeah, definitely the fact that it transforms the buffs into dot is unfortunate. And I'm curious if the buffs are completely negated, or if they still are active, but they make you also receive dots. I think they are completely removed, and I think what is a buff, and what very unfortunately is a buff and might be a buff, is the King of Land Sacrament passive. That's a buff, and most likely we're not getting that, we're getting dot instead. Okay, moving on. He has extra high defense, resistances, crit resistances, armor pierce resistances, dodge resistances, and also being immune to stun and freeze. And in addition, he also has defensive measures in place to prevent himself from taking an excessive amount of damage from a single attack. So yeah, in this game we got armor pierce attacks, we got dot attacks, we got a lot of types of attacks, but this guy seems to resist them all. And keep in mind, they say extra high, not high. Like, we got 75% the maximum defense we can put on characters. If this guy has extra high, then most likely his extra high defense is going to be something like 90% on all of them. Like, I'm just getting this number out of my ass. Let's be clear on this one. I haven't gotten any data on his exact stats, but when they go out of their way to say extra high, then most likely those resistances and those defenses are going to be in the numbers of like 80-90% higher than usual, higher than we can put on characters. Also immune to stuns, so that is not going to give you a good time with the Heartbreaker Harley Quinn team. He's going to transform buffs into dot. He's going to have defensive measures to kind of deny extra amounts of damage. So there's even clearing it with King and throwing random special trees will be a struggle. And on top of all of that, he's got the shield. He's got the super shield. He's got a super shield. And yeah, like, if we go downwards, it just reiterates the passives. And on top of that, the health of the boss will be at first 280 million. So that's quite a lot. And I'm really curious how big are the defensive measures. Like, if King deals 3 million damage per special tree, then we're not getting anywhere with this. But yeah, with all that being said, let's actually look at some gameplay and let's see how it went. Okay, so getting into this with a maxed out League of Anarchy team. Again, this video is from We Nightmares, links in the description. Go check him out, show him some love. He's such a great player. And let's take a look at the fight. So first of all, he's got that unhittable passive. I don't think that was even mentioned. I think that is a leftover from him being kind of built on the base model of Armored Superman and just added some purple on top of. Okay, he didn't super shield that one. Though the stun, he did stun resist, but he didn't super shield it at the very least. Again, he didn't super shield. Like, he doesn't seem to be using super shield that often, to be honest, so far. Stun failed. Taking Poison Ivy in to put some heals down. Arcanite Deadman in, trying to go for stun. And yeah, as you can see, the buffs get removed totally. Like, you see over there that Harley receives double dot damage. So Harley most likely had all blades on her, and you would receive a buff from all blades, and then you would receive a dot applied from the all blades. So Harley has the dot from the all blades, and then the dot from the Superman. So all blades is unusable here. Arcanite Deadman in, going for a special 2. To be fair, he doesn't seem to use the super shield like at all. I don't know what's wrong with him, but so far I didn't see him use super shield at all. Again, no super shield. But again, the damage is very lackluster because of all the resistances and all the damn debuffs that are removed. Like, looking at the damage of Harley Quinn, at this point I don't even know if her stun passive works properly. Like, I think the passives work because she still has dot on basic attacks, and that's the passive from Entangling Poison Ivy. But bro, this character in normal circumstances, if you put this character against another boss which doesn't have any particular resistances, she will deal around 1 million damage per basic attack or something like that. She did. As a comparison, in the previous soul rates, the highest damage recorded of Silver Banshee I think was somewhere around 500k. 500 million, excuse me. So keep in mind that this team in the previous already did 500 million. Okay, stun resist again, use the super move. Nothing too interesting about that one. And he simply doesn't seem to use super shield. Maybe he has that bugged, or maybe I just dump it and he doesn't have super shield at the end of the day, and that's just the first ability. But I think that's a super shield though, because he used a lot of bars of power when he used an ability previously, but I don't know. But he doesn't seem to use super shield, so that's good. The only thing that's good. Like, you saw over there a special tree being thrown at some point because the man just didn't know what to do. He's not dealing damage. And this is a maxed out team. This is a maxed out League of Anarchy team, arguably the best Raisin Soul Race team in the game. Whoo, 9.1 million damage, getting there my dude, getting there, slowly getting there. Whoo, this is a rough one. So we saw We Nightmares being one of the best, if not the best, Soul Raid player in Injustice 2 Mobile, dealing 9 million damage with the best, arguably the best Soul Raid team in the game. Doesn't look good. It doesn't look good at all. And considering that this is what happens over here, I'm scared to think of what happens at higher difficulty ratings with this boss. Like, look, I understand that Soul Raids, it's supposed to be kind of endgame content, but if the first difficulty, if the normal difficulty is going to be this hard, then my dude, it's going to take people 1 or 2 years to even finish all the way to tier 7 or even more than that. Like, I understand that Soul Raids are supposed to be endgame content and they're supposed to be a little bit harder. But this is just absurd. Like, you don't have here a beginner using kind of a team that he managed to scrap together. You have over here a player with maxed out characters that plays well, and he dealt just 9 million damage with one of the best, if not the best, Soul Raid teams in the game. This is really concerning. Like, I don't know, the passives of it might be bugged, they might have not intended for him to be so strong, but at this point, it's kind of unkillable. It's borderline unkillable. Maybe you can do something against him with King, depending on how big that protective screen he has is. But other than that, I don't know what we, like, normal, okay, let's say we spam King, but I don't know what we'll do about this in the higher difficulties. Whew, but yeah, with all that being said, this was everything for this one. I just wanted to share this concerning fact with you. I think this, like, I'm not the one to complain, you know that. I'm not the one to complain. I'm not the one to go like, oh, Soul Raid is too hard, but this is absurd at this point. This is absurd at this point. But yeah, with all that being said, thank you for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Smash like, smash subscribe, bell button. Let's go.